Hi, I'm Helen, and in this video I want to help you understand change a little bit better, create some healthier thoughts around changes that occur in life. Because for most of us, we're afraid of change. We have a lot of resistance to change. So if we're able to have better thought processes around the word change, we can manage it better in our lives. So to help you, I'm going to give you 3 tips, and these 3 tips are easy to remember because they all start with the letter A. And these 3 tips can be applied to any change in your life, whether it's change as simple as something such as a change in your routines, through to much more complex changes in your life that might be occurring, such as a relationship issue, an employment issue, an issue around health. So these 3 tips can be applied from the simple to the more complex and through everything in between. So my first tip about change, to create healthier thoughts around change, is to acknowledge that change is normal. Change is the most normal part of life, and when we acknowledge that, it's much easier to accept change. We have less resistance to it. You know, one of the best examples how normal change is in our life is our body. Our body has changed from the minute we have been conceived. It's a normal process. So to acknowledge that change is normal is the first step, and a very important step, because it easily then flows into the second step, which is to accept change. So if you are going through change at the moment, either simple or complex, my next tip is about accepting that change is happening in your life right now. You see, for most of us, we don't accept the change. What we tend to do is we either deny it, try and put it behind us and just get on with life and ignore it. But all these sort of things, all they do is actually prolong the emotional pain and drama associated with the change that is inevitably going to occur. So it's much better if we just accept it. When we say, aha, this is happening in my life right now, I accept that this is happening, a really interesting thing happens. We come into our place of power. We become more empowered because we're then able to say, this is happening, I accept this is happening, and let's put some strategies into place so that I can move through this more quickly and more easily. So to accept that change is happening in your life right now is a very powerful step to include, and very healthy thought process, because it will put you into a place of doing something about it and less caught up in the emotion. The third tip is to approach how you approach the change. Now, most of us have lots of expectations in life. We have expectations about who we are, how we behave. We have expectations about our children, our partners, our relationship, our health, our finances. We have lots of expectations about lots of things. And what happens is, when we expect things to unfold in certain ways, we box life in like so. And when something happens and it doesn't occur as we have expected or imagined, we get into a whole well of disappointment and emotional frustration and drama and turmoil and grief and resentment. So I would like to throw this point out into the picture. I would like to say, instead of expecting life to unfold in certain ways, approach change, approach life, and see it as a series of experiences. Because that's what life is. It's a whole journey of experiences. And when we see life as experiences, change is less frightening, because we see it's just another experience that we're undergoing in life. There's less resistance to the change when we see life as a series of experiences, because we know that this is just all part of it. This is part of the process. So if we take a relationship breakup as an example, when we're stuck in the expectations of this, I expected this relationship to last, to be the one that's fulfilling me, and all of those things, we get enmeshed in this whole emotional play and pull. When we see that emotional breakdown as an experience in life, as something that we've learnt from, as something that we've had some really good times in, and we've had some challenging times, but it's just another experience. There's a little less tension around it, a little less resistance, a little less emotional drama. So it helps to approach change, to see it as an experience that is part of life. So my 3 tips: to acknowledge that change is normal. When you're in change, to accept that it's happening right now, and to approach that change and see it as a life experience. If you need help with your life, would like some life coaching, please contact me. It'll be my joy to help you. Until then, until next time, stay well, and I look forward to seeing you soon.